Alright, this is a short video to show how to enroll year 7s students. So here, when you go to select enroll students, you need to check that you in edit mode and find students. You will have a pop-up menu. You can type in the student name and it will filter the resulting will be filtered down below. What I was trying out is narrow it down to year 7s and it will list all the year 7s here. So with the, let's say I do those ones in order, so I need to double click. That's right, so double click this one. That student is in 7B form. So we need to keep that in mind. With the blocking grid, the way it works, so A and B will be the EAL blocks. A will be only forms A and B, line B, C and D, and both lines will respectively allocate students either to an EAL or an Italian class. So for example, 7B, that student will be in the line A. It will be either in EAL B or Italian B. That's the convention. It doesn't really matter as long as you have the spread of students across your EAL classes and your Italian classes. Once you allocate in line A, you don't need to allocate in line B. That will be for forms C and D. Then you will have to allocate the maths and English classes. In term 1, the students are not streamed yet, so they just need to go back into their form. So for 7B, line C and D will be English, E and F will be maths. The first line of English and maths will be formed from A to D with an additional class that is not running yet. So here I'm going to select for English in lines C and D, I'm going to select 7 English for form B at the moment. And then for maths, I will pick form B, which is this one in that block. So once you have allocate that student in line C, you don't need to allocate in line D, line E, and you skip line F. So it's either E or F or C or D. Once you're happy with the allocation, you just need apply to apply, and that student should have been allocated, and you can double click and move on to the next one. All right. So obviously the students will be in alphabetic order. So as you cross check from English and maths, it's straightforward. They go back to the form. Probably the information you need on the side will be either if the students in forms A, B, C, and D are doing either EAL or Italian. So it will be for the forms A to D, you will need to have an Excel list next to this, so you know for that student it is in 7G. If he hang on, because that student is in 7G, you don't need to allocate any EAL because they automatically will do Italian. So those two will stay blank. And then for English, they need to go back in 7G, which is this one. So you do it in line D and you ignore line C. It means respectively it will go in line F, and that's where 7G is. I'll apply, and that student is safe. Let's see the next one. Double click again. So 7D, yes, there will be a choice of a EAL and Italian. So 7D will be in this line. So for English will be 7D, which is this one, and maths will be that one. So that's 7D. For EAL Italian, it will be in line B. As you can see, it's CD, CD, and load Italian, C and D. So for that student 7D, either it will go in EAL or Italian. All right, and that's it for the enrollment. Now, something else I found out. So once you close that, let's look at. So it's Yasmin Abdallah. You can check the student timetable by going to timetables. You click student. It's in form 7B, which is Yasmin, and you can see that that timetable is fully allotted. So Monday to Friday, all period 1 to 4. Let's pick another student that haven't done the allocation. So for example, this one, you can see it's missing the blocks that need to be allocated for EAL, English and Maths. So that's through the timetable. Another way you can double check is if you go to reports, you go to students and allocations, you would choose year 7s and you run it, and you can see the students that have been allocated. So Yasmin Abdallah, she's in 7B. In line A, she's doing Italian, English in form B, and Maths in form B. Alright, so you can see you have A, C, D. It's a quick visual to see if you have double allocated A students. You could see it on the timetable when there's two classes at the same time, but I think this is a quick overview to see if you have kind of double enroll a student. Okay, so that's it for this video.